had an important victory. I think because Los Angeles stood strong, the federal government came in and seized power away from our governor regarding the deployment of the National Guard and inappropriately sent the National Guard here when they were not needed. I am hoping that this experiment with the lives of people ends here. I am hoping that this is the beginning of a complete withdrawal. Our soldiers are trained to fight to kill foreign enemies in foreign lands. There was never a need for them here. We have had no problems for weeks. So why were they here? It is a misuse of the men and women who serve our country. I am here to say that we've had an important victory. I think because Los Angeles stood strong, because we understood what it meant that the federal government came in and seized power away from our governor regarding the deployment of the National Guard and inappropriately sent the National Guard here when they were not needed. The administration has finally understood that they need to withdraw the troops. Let me say that this is what happens when the city stands strong, because we have been united. When people peacefully protest, when people raise the concerns about having National Guard in a situation where they were, as far as I'm concerned, used as props. You know that their primary mission here was to guard two buildings that frankly didn't need to be guarded. And I frankly think of the young women and men who serve in the National Guard, who go about their lives normal at school with their families and at work, and they are called to duty and deployed, and in this case deployed unnecessarily, which means they had to leave their families, they had to leave their education, they had to leave their work. They were here, in some cases, sleeping on floors. It's not clear what conditions they were in, and now they have been withdrawn. 2,000 troops are being withdrawn. We don't exactly know where they're going. I certainly hope that these young people will not be used as props in some other city. I have said from the beginning that what is happening in Los Angeles is we are being used as a test case, and I am hoping that this experiment with the lives of people ends here. This has been a blow to the economy of the nation's second largest city. We are an immigrant city, a city where there's sectors of our economy that are dependent on immigrant labor. We have rebuilding that needs to be done, whether we are talking about the wildfires or whether we are talking about preparations for the major events coming up. And the idea that troops would be used, the economy would be hit. Who do you think does the building in this city? We know that the construction industry has significant percentage of immigrant labor. Some people have said 40%. I believe that's a gross underestimation. You can't impact the nation's second largest city, the largest city in the state of California, and the state of California has the fourth largest economy in the world. When you do that through stunts like have taken place here over the last month, you hurt the economy of our city, our state, and indirectly our nation. So with that, I want to just reiterate, this is a victory, and this is a victory that is the result of our city standing strong and standing united and saying this was not necessary. I hope that the administration heard that, and that's why they made this decision. I am hoping that this is the beginning of a complete withdrawal of all National Guard troops and of all Marines. Our soldiers are trained to fight to kill foreign enemies in foreign lands. There was never a need for them here before, and there isn't a need for them now. And frankly, Pete, if they didn't go about the raids in the manner in which they did, originally this was targeted arrests for the worst of the worst. We never saw that materialize. What we saw was masked men, unmarked cars, drawing guns, snatching people off the street. If they got overwhelmed, that has an awful lot to do with it. If they stop that, then they don't have to worry about that, but they all need to go back home. I don't think the troops volunteered, so congratulating them for stepping up when they were forced for this assignment, I think is inappropriate. But there was not lawlessness here. Did we have some problems? Think about a Laker victory and what happens after that. Now, we are a city of 500 square miles. We had problems in about 2 square miles. It lasted for a couple of days. I initiated a curfew. We have had no problems or for weeks. So why were they here? It is a misuse of the men and women who serve our country. I think it's left the immigrant community terrorized, fearful, hiding at home, afraid to go out. We had July 4th that was supposed to take place across the street. Our city's #1 celebration for the anniversary of our nation that had to be canceled. Why did we cancel it? We canceled it because we were trying to protect Angelenos from their federal government. Let that sink in. We needed to protect people from another branch of our government. Now I'm hoping that people will come out from the woodwork, that people will feel that they can leave their homes and go back to work, that the restaurants that were on the verge of closing will now be able to be maintained, that the 4,000 independent businesses in the garment district will come alive again because it's been a ghost town. This has taken a real hit on our economy. When there were raids near Altadena, when there were raids on the west side at the Home Depot, we need to rebuild both of those communities. And I think that I'm hoping that the people that do construction work will continue on, because the rebuilding in the Palisades has been going along fine, months and months ahead of previous fires in other locations. We need that to continue.